You've probably heard this before. Wait until 70 to claim Social Security. You'll get the biggest check. But here's the thing. Bigger isn't always better. Today, I'm going to give you 3 hidden reasons to take Social Security early that have nothing to do with math. No math in the video. Reasons that could completely change the way you think about retirement. And at the end of the video, I'll also share a quick warning that could save you from making an expensive Social Security mistake. But first, let's talk about something that's a little more important than maximizing the Social Security check, and that's maximizing your retirement. Imagine this. You're 65 years old. You finally retire. You're packing your bags for that bucket list trip to Europe, or you're taking the grandkids to Disney, or maybe you're finally going to hit the slopes in Colorado. This is what we call the go-go years. You're active, you're traveling, you're making memories. But here's where people get it wrong. They hold off on taking Social Security because they think that waiting will give them a bigger check. While that's factually correct, what they don't realize is this. Money is more valuable when you can actually use it. When you're 85 or 90 years old, you're probably not going to be traveling the world anymore. You're now reaching the stage that we call the no-go years, when healthcare costs rise, mobility slows down, and suddenly that couple extra $100 a month from waiting until 70, it's not nearly as meaningful. And I get it. I understand why a lot of people say that they want to wait. They love to win at retirement math, but you have to ask yourself, what's the cost of winning? Would you rather have a little bit more money in your 90s or create incredible memories in your 60s and 70s that you'll cherish forever? This is about using your money when it's most useful to you. This isn't a math problem. This is a life problem. This is one of those times where we can look at the spreadsheet and see what the best thing is, but then we apply it to real life and it's not the best thing anymore. The next one people miss is this. If you delay taking Social Security so that you can grow your benefit, you're likely spending money from somewhere else to be able to afford delaying. Either you kept working so that you could afford to delay, which is a whole other topic, or you're drawing from your own portfolio to delay Social Security. Lots of advisors out there talk about this as guaranteeing an 8% growth rate on your income, because if you delay Social Security, that's how much the benefit goes up per year that you wait. Here's the issue. You're spending your own money to delay getting the federal government's money. What happens if you pass away relatively early? You spent your own money that could have gone to the kids, the grandkids, so that you can delay a benefit that you never enjoyed. I don't even mean catastrophic, like died in your 60s, passed away. Most break-even points on Social Security don't arrive until your 80s. That's a long time to wait to win, and it comes at a cost. What could you have done with the portfolio money that you spent while you were delaying? Maybe you could have gifted that money to the grandkids to help pay for college, to pay for a wedding, a little bit of down payment on their first home. Instead, you told Uncle Sam to keep his wallet closed, and you spent your own money to defer a benefit that you may never end up seeing. Now, I'm not saying that the right move for everybody is Social Security at 62, but I'm saying that waiting until 70 is only the right move for a very small, very specific segment of the population. If you're thinking about when to claim Social Security, check the links in the description of the video. I put a link down there to our guide to Social Security, as well as some of our other best retirement resources. While you're down there, look for that subscribe button and hit it as well. Now let's talk about the true cost of waiting. And I'm not talking about dollars and cents, remember, no math. I'm talking about something far more valuable, your time and energy. If you're waiting until 70 to take Social Security, what's it costing you? Is it more years in a job that you don't love? Is it the extra stress that's taking a toll on your health? Is it missing out on the experiences because you're holding off on retiring to grow that check? One of my clients, we'll call him Mike, was in this exact situation. He kept working until 68 because he was fixated on getting a higher check. Didn't even go all the way to 70, but to 68. And here's what happened. By the time he retired, he was burned out. Mike had a big stress job, and he kept grinding away at it, really for longer than he should have. And by the time he got around to calling it quits, he'd missed out on years he could have spent traveling with his wife, who had been waiting patiently for him to finally hang it up. And you know what he told me a little bit further down the line? I traded away some of the best years of my life for a bigger check. That's a trade that I don't want you to make, because the longer you wait, the less time you have to enjoy your retirement on your own terms. This goes back to that first point I made. Not only is the money more valuable early in retirement years, but your time is more valuable. If you choose to spend that time continuing to do what you've always done, you may find that when you get down the road a ways, you made a trade that you regret making just like Mike did. Here's something else I see a lot when I talk to clients. Social Security isn't just a source of income, it's a permission slip for a lot of people. Getting that check every month is what finally gives them the confidence to move forward with retirement. I had a client, we'll call her Susan for today. She had more than enough money saved. She had a solid 401k, she had some rental property and got income from that. She had no debt, but she couldn't bring herself to retire. She just kept saying, yeah, but what if I run out? When we sat down one more time, we reviewed her plan. We decided to go ahead and turn on the Social Security, even though she could have waited. And it changed everything. That monthly check, even though it was a little smaller than it might have been if she waited, gave her the confidence to walk away from a job that she didn't love and step into the next stage of life that she'd been putting off. Sometimes what people need most isn't more money. It's the confidence that it's okay to start living. Another way that taking the Social Security check a little sooner can really put a positive impact on your retirement, it allows you to lower the amount of money that you need from your portfolio by providing additional guaranteed income into your retirement plan. I often refer to this as your portfolio reliance rate. How much of your retirement income needs to come every month from your portfolio to meet the day-to-day bills? Lowering that rate, the piece of money that has to come from your accounts, is like lowering the blood pressure of your portfolio. It'll have lots of additional positive effects. Things like creating extra flexibility in your plan, creating a larger retirement paycheck. There are just a ton of benefits to reducing the exposure that your income has to the fluctuations of the stock market. Now, I told you there would be no math, so I'll keep this part light, but turning on that Social Security, which may allow you to draw less from your portfolio, works perfectly with putting together your own 3-bucket retirement plan. I promised you a quick warning, and here it is. As you can tell, while everyone's situation is unique, generally speaking, I'm pro take your Social Security early. But if you do claim early, there's a few things you got to watch out for. One, this is an easy one. You probably already know this: healthcare coverage. If you claim Social Security before 65 and you leave the workforce to do it, you might lose your employer healthcare insurance. You need to make sure you got a plan to bridge the gap until Medicare kicks in. There are a lot of options available, but there's a cost. Make sure that your plan can withstand the cost. That's why a good plan takes healthcare into account as well. The second one, this is a little bit more nuanced, the earnings limit. If you take Social Security before full retirement age and you keep working, you face an earnings cap for 2025. That limit is $23,400. If you earn above that, Social Security will start clawing back your benefits. The way it works is this: for every $2 that you're over the limit, they take away $1 of Social Security. So that limit, $23,400. Let's do some easy math. Let's say you think, hey, I like this Antonio guy. He says take the check early, and another check sounds good to me. And so you run off and file immediately at 62. And your plan is you'll just keep working for a few years and bank that Social Security check. And let's say that you earn exactly $43,400, because I want to make this easy. So you're a nice $20,000 over the limit. If you're under full retirement age, you're going to get a nasty gram from Social Security saying that they're taking away $10,000 of your check because you were $20,000 over that limit. A quick aside on that point as well: they don't give you the money back when you reach full retirement age. There's some wording out there that kind of makes it seem that way, and so it's a question that I hear quite a bit. But what happens is when you reach full retirement age, they will bring your check back up to its rightful level. No more penalizing it, but they don't reimburse you for the money that they already took away. That money's just gone forever. So here's our big takeaway for today: taking Social Security early isn't just a math decision, it's a life decision. It's about maximizing the joy that you can have in your go-go years, and it's about freeing yourself from work so you can spend more time doing what you love. If this resonated with you and you want help figuring out the best Social Security strategy for you, download the guide below, and while you're down there, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the next video. We got a lot more coming your way about how to maximize your retirement plan.